Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important topic of Angular, that is how to pass data as an array from child component to parent component. Okay. Prior to this session, we have already discussed many other ways through which we can send the data from child to parent, like we discussed how to send string data, number data, boolean data. So this session is in the continuation of the same, where we will be talking about how to send data as an array. Okay. But before we proceed further, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on how to create an array and send that array data to a parent component. Okay, so let's begin the session. So here we all know that this is the default project that we usually create with a new project command, right? Now what we will do, we will create one component. So let's click on new terminal. Here we will create the new component as a child component. So we will write here ng space g space c, and the component name would be login. Then simply press enter. So once you press enter, it will take few seconds and then it will create a new component for you with all required 4 files. Okay, fine. So we have created it. Now what we will do, we will simply connect this login component with the app component. So let's go to login.component.ts. From here we will copy this selector value. Okay, so just simply copy it, and from here we will remember this name login component, because firstly we need to register it. So just go to this app.component.ts. here in import section put login component. So once you write this thing, it will automatically add this as well. Okay, fine. Now let's go to app.component.html file. Here we will assign it as a tag. Perfect. So what we basically did here, we just connected our component. So whatever is written over here will be displayed on the screen. So you can see login works is printed here as a paragraph. So let's try to run this application. Here we will write ng serve or ng serve -- open, enter. So it will take few seconds, and then if there is any error, it will show that error, otherwise it will run the application. Yes, so application is successfully ran. So here you can see we have two text here. One is heading coming from the parent component HTML file, and this is coming from the child component text. Okay, child component HTML file. Now what we want to do, because this was not our main purpose, right? Our main purpose is to send the array as an data from a child to parent component. We have already discussed how to do these things, all these things with from parent to child, but now we are talking about child to parent. So for that, what we will do, we will simply go to this login.component.ts file. Here, as per the requirement, firstly we will create the array. Okay, let me run this application. Let me close this application for now, otherwise it will show errors. Okay, fine. Now what we will do, we will write here the array which we want to share. So let's say I want to share number array. Okay, and we will assign this number array some values as well. So you just need to write here number array, then number before that colon, then we will write here number array equal, and then we will assign the values. So here I will assign the values as, let's make it as small, otherwise it will cause issues, because this is case sensitive, right? So make it all small. Perfect. So now here I will write number array. Let me assign the values here. So values would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So these are the values I want to share with this array. Okay, now this is clear, like what we want to share, but how we will share. So to share this thing, firstly we will establish a connection between parent and child component through output decorator. So for that, just simply write here @ output, enter. Remember one thing, once you add this thing, it should also import this thing. If it is not there, it will not work. So always make sure. Okay, if it is not there, you can simply write it manually, but whenever you use output decorator, it automatically takes it. Okay, so at the rate output, then opening closing parenthesis, then here we will put the name, like with which name we want to share the data. So I want to share it with my output. Okay, then after this we will simply put another thing, that is event emitter. Now we have already discussed multiple times what is event emitter, how we send the data from event emitter, right? Basically what event emitter is doing, like it is just establishing a connection, and through that connection you will send the data from child to parent. Okay, so for that we will write here colon and then event emitter. You can see it is also imported here. After that angular bracket, and here we are supposed to pass the type, like what type of data we want to emit. So I want to pass number array. Okay, then simply put equal here, and here we will write new event emitter, not event emitter colon. Perfect. So we have established the connection. So what it will do now, this my output will be used to send this data, to send or to emit this data to parent component, and this thing we will do with the help of function. So let's declare the function. So to declare the function, you just need to write the name of the function. Let's say send data, opening closing parenthesis, opening closing curly braces, and here in the send data we will assign the value. How? This dot my output dot emit, and then the value would be this dot number array. Perfect. So what basically it will do now, it will send this number array to parent data through this function. But how we will run this function? So to run this function, just go to app.component.html file. Here we will create one button which will help us to do this thing. So here in description I will write send data, send array to parent component. Okay, and here we will assign the click event. So just simply write here click, enter. So syntax should be like this only. Here we will write send data and opening closing parenthesis. Perfect. So we are ready with all the things that is needed for the login component. So let's save the file and move to the app component, because now it's time to receive the value, because from child component we have shared everything, right? So now we will go to this app.component.ts file. Here we will firstly declare the array, because we are sure that we are going to receive the array as a data. So we will write here number array, and type would be number of array, and we will initialize it with blank. Perfect. Okay, so this is ready. Now we want to receive the data. So to receive the data, we will create another function here which is get data, and in this get data we will mention that we want to receive a value, and its type would be number array. Perfect. Now what we will do, in this function we will assign this dot number array equal value. Perfect. So this function is ready, but how we will get the value in this function? So for that we will go to this app.component.html file. Here we will mention that we are receiving the data, and data is coming with the name my output. So we are just binding it with a click event. Remember one thing, whenever you are binding any event, you will use this parenthesis, but when you are receiving when you are binding any property, then you will use square brackets. Okay, so here we will just mention get data, and in this get data we will simply write we just noted down get data, then we will simply write here $event. Perfect. Why it is showing error? Are we doing anything wrong here? Let's check, because we have provided everything correctly, so it should work. $event is also there. Not sure why it is showing. Maybe we forgot to save this file. Maybe app.component. We are just passing my output, then the function name is get data $event. Let me rewrite it. $event. Save. Now you can see what it is showing is not assignable to a parameter of number type. Why it is not assignable? Because we can assign it, that is for sure. Okay, let's try to run it once. Maybe it will throw some error and then we will find out the actual cause of it. So just write here ng-serve --open, then press enter. Once you press enter, it will take few seconds and then it will show us the exact error, because we are getting some error, right? So what error it is? It is showing number is not assignable to type number. Okay, did we made somewhere number it is? Okay, let's go and check component.ts again. Here we have created array, here also we have created array, that is fine. Let's go to login.component.ts. from here also we should pass only number array. Yeah, this is also fine. Number array is there. Okay, let me check this thing. Okay, so okay, got it. So the issue is with case sensitivity, as I mentioned. So let's try all these things again. Here we have mentioned it correctly, everything is a small n. Let's go to login.component. Here we made the mistake. Okay, so remember all these things, okay, otherwise it will throw error. Now you can see it is working perfectly because application is perfect. Okay, but we forgot to print the data actually. So let's print the data. So actual issue was here, like we, instead of small n, we were using the capital N, and that's why it was giving the error. So always make sure that you follow the case sensitivity. Now we have received the data, so it's time to print the data. For that I will use here paragraph tag. In paragraph we will write data, or you can say array received from child component, and here we will print the data. Okay, so data is number array, so we will just write number array. Perfect. Now you can save it and refresh the data. Currently there is no data because we have not pressed this button. Once you click on this button, it will throw you the data, and this is what we were looking for, right? So this is how we can send the data from a child component to parent component. I hope this session is clear to all of you. And in the similar way, you can also send the data as a string array. You just need to change this number with a string, and accordingly you can assign the values. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. I hope it is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.